And again, we're back in Dina Mina show studio, and we're excited to have our next guest, Juliane Zielonka, a digital health entrepreneur from Germany who constantly repeats that real innovation should start with patient needs. Welcome, Juliane. Pleasure
Thanks
to
for
have
the
you
invite.
here.
Thank you.
So, Juliane, can you tell us a bit about your innovation that you're bringing to the patients on the market?
So we actually try to solve the problem of women couples who are trying to conceive, who experience a lot of stress while they're actually working on making babies and something is not right and something is kind of tackling them and they don't know what it is. And you speak of infertility when it comes to that, which is actually the phase of 1 to 2 years when a couple tries to make babies. The stress is such a burden that we say, hey, let's create digital relaxation courses that reduce the stress while they monitor their progress to increase the chance of becoming pregnant.
And we know that you mentioned some results that you already impact that your platform can provide. Can you just name numbers for our audience?
Okay, so the backstory actually is that I built a patient portal on fertility-threatening diseases in Germany in 2012. It has 50,000 visitors a month, and I co-created it together with physicians in Germany. And it focuses on the women who actually suffer from fertility-threatening diseases. And it puts the woman, the patient, at the center of care. And the disease itself doesn't care if the physician is from the field of gynecology or from the field of interventional radiology. And what I actually did by common sense was combining knowledge, medically proven knowledge, with access to doctors that consult comprehensively. And this portal is still up and running, and it's funded, and it's working, and it's in cooperation with physicians' associations. So it's really officially addressed. And from there, actually, we figured that the problem of fertility-threatening diseases is just one tiny aspect of the much bigger health problem of infertility that also involves the man. And that makes it so interesting. And
so some expansion to come.
Exactly. And infertility is based on hormonal, genetic, and psychological reasons. And this is why we say, okay, let's focus on relaxation courses, digital, because they do no harm, but they can create some good.
Perfect. And being a startup company with the motto of keep pushing, as we
Yes.
learned today, can you elaborate a bit more on challenges that you already overcame and the next steps you should tackle?
Okay, healthcare itself is a challenge. So first of all, me not being a healthcare specialist, but once being a patient on my own, first challenge was to understand the market, understand the stakeholders of patients, providers, payers, understand their diametric interests and their needs, and then identify the pain points within the system, because that's really the challenge. The pain points for the patient who might step into primary care, as well as the pain points of the health system when in touch with the patient. Then, of course, you have to understand who is the buyer, who pays for it. And there's a difference in perspective that we actually keep pushing, because a payer usually is a health insurer, for example, or a pharmaceutical company. But saying you pay for something doesn't mean you're interested in paying for it. It's like a flat rate or something. When you say you focus on buyers, then it's the one that's the customer, the one that has the need, that has the want to have the product. That's the challenge. As a startup with a digital health company, we're always looking for business models, because we don't know yet, hence our product, the courses are not in the market yet, we're in the state of development, who is willing to pay for it and how much. And challenge is always money. How do we find funding? Who is actually interested in funding this? Who sees the benefit that this can be a product implemented in the system later? Focusing, for example, on reimbursement for health insurers. The challenge is time. It's about the timing as well as in making babies. Second, it's also the challenge how to create clinical trials so that it can be reimbursed in the system. So that's always one of the biggest challenges.
But with your energy, we are confident you will master this.
Thank you.
Finally, you're based in Germany, and
Right.
you're trying to launch your product in many countries, including the Nordics and Sweden.
Exactly.
So how are you planning to do that, especially that these are different markets?
So first of all, we focus on the niche market. Once we have the German product in our language ready, we switch to English. And then we have a so-called soft launch once you're digital, there are no borders anymore when it comes to the customer mind. Still, there are cultural differences. In terms of scaling, it's always a focus on how can the product be put into the system. If it takes too long, we stay outside the system and focus on the secondary market where you have self-payers. And once we have enough customers, we can then negotiate with healthcare participants to implement it.
Sounds perfect.
Thank you for
Sounds
one
like a
more
long road.
Yes.
Thank you for one more recipe for all digital health entrepreneurs following us. Thank you, Juliane. It's nice having you here.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed the conference in Stockholm so far.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a great audience and great quality of conversations
Yes.
and contacts.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for coming.
much.
Thank you.